Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsom with Real Life Trading. I hope you had a wonderfully, fantastically, stupendously delicious last few days. The market was closed on Thursday, closed early on Friday, but yet we still on Friday made all-time highs on the SPY. So this in particular is the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Ladies and gentlemen, the Canada rally is here. As I mentioned last few days, we're in it, and this probably was it. Honestly, that was from 208 to 221 and some change. SPY had some really big moves. So my guess, thoughts, and anticipation at this point is in the market we're somewhere likely in regards to this candle that I'm pointing to with the pink line on the SPY. Or maybe one of these candles over here. But realistically, what I'm getting at is I think for the majority of the end of November to the Christmas holidays in December, we'll probably trade flats to sideways, is just my guess. Yes, today is, of course, Mr. Dean Chance, a one black crow on the SPY at an all-time high. So there's going to be some of you keeping an eye out for the next 2 to 3 days for a little bit of a pullback, right? Which makes tons of sense if we think about it. All-time high, break out of a resistance, so kind of a buy the dip opportunity, right? Here's the breakout, let the pullback occur, and then buy the dip. So yeah, we might get a little 4 or 5 days of a small pullback or flag pattern or some kind of stair-step pattern. Maybe my day traders might have a good time trading some of the bearish moves. But realistically, I do expect a little bit of a slowdown up here. Even if it's a sideways move like we got towards the tail end of July. The OPEC meeting is this Wednesday, and they really need to reach or make some kind of a deal or arrangement. Otherwise, more than likely, if they do not reach a deal, we'll get a little bit of selling on Wednesday and Thursday, especially in the energy sector and some of the petroleum, energy, gas stocks and companies. So the SPY, all-time highs, ladies and gentlemen. That's exciting. I've been mentioning all through 2015, all through 2016 that we would likely continue to get all-time highs. I still don't think this is the top of the market. I'll let you guys know if that ever happens. But when we're here, man, I mean, guys, this is a beautiful pullback. It really is quite gorgeous, the one that we just got. So from here, I mean, we could pull all the way back, worst case scenario, down to 208, 207. And I say worst case between now and February. I think that's the absolute lowest that we go. I am waiting for a little bit more of a pullback to consider some more longs on the SPY, but some pullbacks maybe coming into the actual Trump presidency inauguration is a strong possibility, but still likely, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking to go higher in the markets. So AKA for my longer term traders looking to buy the dip. Buy the dip. Here's the Dow Jones ETF, the DIA, which we did also make an all-time high on Friday on that particular ETF as well. On the index, the Dow Jones, same exact thing. One black crow at an all-time high. If you're playing it bearish, be quick. Otherwise, don't try to pick the top on here. Be very fast about a trade. I wouldn't specifically consider or suggest doing any kind of credit spreads up here because we're at an all-time high. Yes, we could pull back, but maybe we only pull back for a few days and then we continue higher. How long will the pullback be? I just really don't know. So don't try picking the top with spreads, at least is my only suggestion at this particular point in time. The Qs, however, haven't made an all-time high yet. This 120.50 is the previous all-time high. The Nasdaq has made an all-time high, but the Qs haven't. And of course, the IWM, the Russell ETF, nice bearish candle today. I was looking at potentially, if it did trade up into 136.55, maybe buying some puts. I am in some 130 puts that expire this Friday. So I got in those pretty cheap, and I'll look to get out of those pretty cheap. Just for a very quick, small move. Again, when I mentioned not trying to pick the top, if you're playing it with an option and you know your risk, and it's a small risk, you know how to mitigate your risk, right? The good news is when you're trading an option, the absolute max you can lose is 100% of your investment. So I think that's a pretty big deal. But anyway, I definitely know the risk on the IWM. Looking to see if it pull back a little bit more into the end of this week, and we'll see what happens from there. Stands 114 December week 1 put sale will expire just fine this Friday. Guys, there was 14 I believe it was 14. It might have been 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 white candles in a row on the SPY. So if you ever want to know when a good time to not go long looks like, that would be it. 15 white candles in a row at an all-time high. Don't be that person. Don't buy shares there. Don't get into a long position, for a long term. If you're day trading or something, that's fine. I'm not saying that we can't bounce on the IWM, but more than likely, I really do expect something a little bit more like that. It's just a healthy pullback. A 10% pullback of this move would be healthy, which would be about where I kind of end that blue line right there. So anyway, that's the Russell 2000. That's the ETF. Exciting to see exactly what happens on that trade overall. It makes a little bit of a pullback. I'm excited to see what happens. Speaking of weekly options, I do want to give a shout out and thank you, a special thank you for those who did sign up for the weekly options newsletter last week. We did have a Black Friday special, $34.95 on the weekly options newsletter. So for those who got a chance to hop into that, thank you so much. There's going to be another one coming out tomorrow, and I'm excited about that option trade. So let's go look at Target really quick. A lot of traders keeping an eye on Target. Had a very good bullish move coming into the holiday season. There was a very strong gap action. Bullish gap and go. Black candle gapping up to a resistance line. So here's the old resistance, new support. Stock pulled down to that area, and then you got yourself that nice high wave candle. That high wave candle being on the 17th of November. Didn't make a higher high the next day. Actually, the 18th was a pure inside day candle. And then Tyrell and Justin Linderman and a few other traders got triggered in on the 21st, which was Monday. And then they exited, or at least Justin Linderman said he exited for 3 Rs on Friday on his target $75 December call. So, Mr. Justin Linderman, as usual, great analysis, and most importantly, well done. Solid job following your plan and trading to your target. On target. Here's Amazon. Ticker symbol AMZN. Amazon down 1.8%. I am keeping a close eye on this one for a very quick bearish play. Here's your long-term moving averages, and you'll note on Amazon, I do kind of agree with you, that this kind of looks like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. No question about that at all. So let's see if Amazon bounces tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. If it doesn't bounce tomorrow, though, on the other hand, well, I could see it go down a little bit lower. So I'm keeping a very close eye. I'm watching Amazon closely. Today it did have a decent little bearish gap. Something like a trade down to here and then another bounce makes sense. Again, with the market being where it's at, if we do pull back a little bit these next few days, hey, I totally get that. That makes loads of sense to me. And anyway, just keeping an eye on Amazon, just slightly more bearish than bullish. Probably could retest the low of this candle. So if I hop over here to an hourly chart, here's what the low of this candle looks like. Kind of looks like a little bit of a double top right here. So you'll notice a little bit of a double top. Nice gap action today. If Amazon can retest this level and then roll over, I'm just slightly for the next 2 to 3 weeks max looking at Amazon to be potentially a little bit more bearish than bullish overall. But again, one candle can change everything, of course. Here's ticker symbol AG, and this is First Majestic Silver. We will be producing the 3rd edition of the fall portfolio this week. And this is a stock that we've been watching for the last 2 months. And really our analysis on AG has been very, very simple. It's at a very good support. If you're looking at buying some silver or buying a silver company, ticker symbol AG is at a buy low, sell high location, and this is one that you could easily take advantage of on AG. Here's Apple, and Apple, I do think it's in a wave 4. I love the retracement that we got last week and the week before, so we got a really, really good pullback. Ford Schwartz had a 108, 109 bull put spread expire, worthless on Friday. My good friend Brandon Tucker over there in Texas had a 105 put sale expiring in December. I'm looking for Apple to continue higher. You got a nice little pennant pattern right here. There's a lot of traders in some calls right now. I'm kind of expecting a little bit of a pullback and then a bounce on Apple coming into the end of this week. I don't know if that's exactly what happens or not. That's just what I'm watching or waiting for. If it is going to go bullish, I think max target's probably about 118 and some change, because likely this wave 4 is going to take its sweet time and stay in this range for a while. Because again, here's your weekly chart. In your weekly chart, if I pull up the long-term moving averages, we're battling with the 112.11 price range, which is the 100 simple moving average on a weekly chart. So as long as we continue that this stays a higher low, I'm thinking on a longer term scale, Apple forms something like this. We'll do something like yum, 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 and then we trade higher into March and April. Just my guess, but that's what I'm watching on Apple. I don't have any short-term positions as it stands on Apple at this exact moment in time. So, yeah. Gotta give a shout out to my good friend Rob Cole, who apparently used to be able to bench 425 pounds. Talked about that one earlier today. Ticker symbol YY. Him, Johnny Guarco, and Dean Chance played my favorite, or one of my favorite setups on YY. Black candle gapping down, opened below this support. So really the key level was this big open on Thursday, well technically Wednesday, on that bullish candle right there. So on ticker symbol YY, here's how they played it. Here's the 5-minute chart, and you'll see gapped into a high wave white candle, indecision candle. And if you played it with a short below the low with a stop above the high, you made a little bit of money on YY. So Rob, Dean, Johnny Guarco, great job. Jaden Duggar also locking in 1.6R today in the morning trading room. Great job, Jaden, as usual. Proud of you, buddy. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, folks. I'm really excited as we come into the end of 2016. Got a lot of stocks that we're watching, keeping a very close eye on many of them. Facebook being one, of course. Stands in a December week 2 put sale at 117. Dean Chance had a put sale expire at 115 last Friday. United States Steel at a very, very high level. Everyone and their mom is waiting for United States Steel to pull back a little bit more before they get a chance to buy the dip. Not a few weeks ago, I'm sorry. On this day right here, this high wave doji that I'm pointing to, we got into the 21 January put sale on United States Steel. So as long as it stays above $21, then likely that premium will slowly evaporate and we'll be able to lock in some small gains on that particular trade as well. 2 other trades I'll let you guys know about. We do have an iron condor going on right now on the XLE, which is a very high risk of sorts kind of a trade. I got a lot of notes on this one if you want to pause your screen and read them. But XLE is an ETF that we look at least 3 or 4 times a week, but for sure every Wednesday, and Energy Wednesday in the afternoon, trading room from 5 to 6 Eastern. We got a 75, 76, 65, 64 iron condor on XLE. So, with the whole OPEC thing going on, I don't know what's going to happen on this trade. Realistically, if I zoom out, it looks like we broke above a very strong resistance, and today we are retesting that resistance right now. So if the OPEC meeting goes well, I could easily see XLE continuing higher, as today is a retest. So just something to keep in mind. If it breaks lower, this bear call spread should be fine, and then XLE will probably pull down into this level where it should bounce. Realistically, if I kind of zoom out and I turn all my drawings off here for just a quick second, here's a weekly chart. And let me turn off all the moving averages and everything and just kind of look at just that. You'll see that we have a little bit of an ascending channel, so to speak. Plus, we also have, again, a really key, oh, that's a terrible drawing. I'm trying this with my mouse pad right now. We got a really good support resistance level around this $70 price range, and also, again, this little price range right here. So all of this breakout that we got the last week, all of this week could be a pullback, and then likely we do bounce. So hopefully we timed the iron condor correctly. I think we did, because if not, I'm going to have to eat some beets. That's the newest wager on XLE, so you guys will be seeing that. And speaking of iron condors, General Motors, we still have a condor on GM. 35, 36, 39, oh, I'm sorry, not 39. 35, 36, 29, 30 iron condor expiring in December. So both the General Motors and XLE spreads expire in December. Only time will tell. We'll figure out what happens on those, but I'm keeping a very close eye on both of those. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to this Monday real life stock review. The next one will be Wednesday of next week, and then Thursday of this week we have the intermediate series that we are recreating, first class, entitled Dow Theory in Real Life. That's going to be 9:30 Eastern this Thursday. So make sure to check your inbox for the registration links. It's going to be a free class, and I'm really pumped to teach it. You guys rock. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll hit you guys up on Wednesday. Until then, remember, love life, and trade it. See ya.